Welcome back to my channel Hidden Points. Imagine for a moment that the world outside your window feels too loud, too fast, and too unpredictable, while everyone else seems to run toward noise, stimulation, and endless activity. You feel something different rising inside you. There is a kind of person whose mind does not charge into the world, but instead retreats from it. Not out of weakness, but out of a deep inner structure that demands space, calm, and safety. This person often gets judged and misunderstood, labeled as antisocial, lazy, or disconnected. Yet the truth hides in layers far deeper than most people can see. The psychology of the person who loves staying at home is not built on fear, but on instinct, sensitivity, and a unique way their mind processes reality. When you understand that, you begin to see that some people don't hide from life. Instead, they see life more clearly than those who run into it without thinking. The mind of the home-loving person is shaped by an inner world that is rich, intense, and full of detail. This inner world is often far more stimulating than any external environment could ever be. While others chase events, noise, and approval, this person sits with thoughts that grow like entire universes expanding inside their chest. This is the first truth about them. They feel the world deeply. They experience life through layers that most people don't even notice. This sensitivity creates a need to manage their emotional energy, because the outside world can drain them at a speed that others don't understand. They are not avoiding responsibility. Instead, they are conserving their internal resources. A person like this sees through the social masks people wear. They pick up on tension, on hidden motives, on micro-shifts in tone. This creates a silent exhaustion that happens long before anyone else even notices the room has changed. So, staying at home becomes a sanctuary. Not because they are fragile, but because the home space is a place where their nervous system can breathe again. At home, this person hears their own thoughts more clearly. They understand their emotions without pressure and regenerate their mental strength. This is why people who love staying home often have strong intuition and a sharp internal compass. They are used to analyzing their inner world without interruption. They develop an emotional accuracy that many people never build, because modern life doesn't allow for silence. And for them, silence is not emptiness, it is clarity. This kind of mind tends to belong to introverts, highly sensitive individuals, deep thinkers, and sometimes people who experienced chaos while growing up. If you lived in a world where the environment was unpredictable, your brain learns to value the one place you can control. Home becomes a psychological anchor, a place where nothing explodes without warning, and where you can finally breathe without scanning for danger. The home-loving person might not even know this consciously, yet their nervous system knows. It remembers, and it chooses stillness over chaos. This can make these people incredibly self-aware and emotionally intelligent, because the more time you spend observing yourself, the sharper your perception becomes. Staying home also lets them follow long chains of thought without being interrupted. This is why many creative people, many analysts, many observers of life prefer solitude, because their mind is always working, and the world outside interrupts the flow. They don't fear isolation. They fear losing themselves in noise. The person who loves staying home is not someone who avoids life. They simply choose a version of life that aligns with their biology, their psychology, and their soul. In this space, they can connect to what matters without distraction. Think about how many people fill their days to avoid confronting themselves. Yet the home-loving person sits with their own reflection without fear. This creates a psychological depth that others rarely achieve. There is also another layer to this kind of mind. Some people feel safest at home due to emotional wounds that taught them to associate the outside world with pressure, judgment, and misunderstanding. Staying home becomes a way of protecting their identity from environments that demand they perform instead of simply exist. This person doesn't want to act, they want to be, and at home they can be. This doesn't mean they are broken. It means they learn to adapt to a world that often punishes sensitivity and rewards loudness. The home-loving person refuses to fake loudness and instead grounds themselves in authenticity. Their comfort zone is not a trap, it is a space of renewal. They step out only when they choose to, not when others force them. People misunderstand them because most of society projects its values onto them, saying, "Go outside, be social, meet people, push yourself." Yet these messages come from people who are uncomfortable with stillness and need constant stimulation to feel alive. The home-loving person is not built that way. They find meaning in quiet mornings, slow thoughts, and small routines. This psychological profile often leads them to careers or passions where they can work alone, think deeply, or create freely. They become the kinds of people who build ideas that can last for decades because they are not distracted by social noise. They are not afraid of long stretches of time with their own mind. This gives them a strong sense of identity because they spend time developing it instead of running from it. People who love staying home also tend to be incredibly loyal. Because they don't need crowds, they form deep attachments to a few people. And those connections are powerful and long-lasting. They love quietly but intensely. This also makes them selective. They choose people carefully, and this protects them from emotional chaos. Their boundaries become sharper because solitude teaches you what drains you and what nourishes you. They enter relationships carefully, slowly, and thoughtfully. All of this creates a psychological stability that many restless people envy. The person who loves staying at home may feel misunderstood. Yet the truth is, they are often stronger, more grounded, and more emotionally aware than people assume. They are not hiding from the world. They are protecting their inner world. And for some people, that inner world is the brightest, most alive, most powerful place they have ever known. That is the psychology of the person who loves staying at home. If you are one of them, you are not broken. You are not weak. You are not antisocial. You are simply built differently. And there is strength in that if you learn to own it. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.